successful. To limit your risk during the first 6 months of unsupervised driving, you should avoid A, carrying passengers. The more passengers you carry in the car, the more likely you are to be distracted, the more likely you are to not pay attention, and the more likely you are to crash. So you want to limit the number of passengers that you have in your car. If I were you, I'd write this down. My last class did very well on the test. So I go from past performance. But some students don't want to write it down because they think they know everything. We'll keep going. If you cannot prevent a person who has been drinking from driving, you should refuse to ride with them. There's something called peer pressure. This is the weird pressure that people feel that they must go to a party, they must drink, they must get in a car with someone who is using drugs. Peer pressure will make you do things you're not supposed to do, and unfortunately, we lose a lot of people in your age group, that 15 to 25. You have identified a driver ahead of you as being a possible drunk driver. The first thing you should do is maintain a safe following distance. People under the influence of drugs or alcohol follow taillights. You want to maintain speed. When you can, you want to get off the road, and you really need to call 911 because the drunk driver hardly ever gets hurt. They end up killing our mom, our dad, our sister, our brother, the little sweet lady down the street, or the nice man with the great yard. So it's our responsibility as drivers to report people who we think are under the influence. Country roads are the most dangerous roadways for young driver crashes because you assume that you can drive on these type of roads. They're very deadly, they're very dangerous. Example, there's a very soft shoulder. It's made of mud. And if your car goes to the side of the road, you'll end up getting stuck into the ditch and you could roll your car. Or some people drive very fast. The road is a crown-shaped road and your car could roll over to the left and flip or roll over to the right and flip. So dirt roads have an unusual condition and a lot of drivers just don't have experience on those type of roads. When do fatal crashes of young drivers occur most often? It is daytime on dry roads. Many of you have been driving for a little bit. I'll clap for you. The clap is over. But your journey is really beginning because you're going to live to be 110, 109 if you take care of yourself. So you're going to be driving a lifetime. It's really important that you are aware that accidents happen during daytime hours. Impaired depth perception and drinking drivers causes an inability to judge distances accurately. What does this mean? The alcohol relaxes the muscle in your eye. Therefore, you can't focus. You're hugging the right. You're hugging the left. You're tapping the brake. You're weaving in your lane. It's very easy to spot drivers under the influence of alcohol or drugs because officers are trained. So you need to be aware of this and stay out of their way. The most dangerous time period for young driver fatal car crashes is 2 to 5 p.m. Again, your age group, you're in school. You're either in high school or college. 2 to 5 is the most dangerous time. Why? We have drivers who have less than 10 years of experience. But I know how to drive. No, you don't. Statistically speaking, that 15 to 25-year-old age group, that's all of you, you have the most accidents. Then the next age group is that 55 to 75-year group. Your group drives under the influence, they're distracted, Facebook, Instagram, Snap. You're not paying attention. You got your friend in the car. You're driving tired. You're speeding to school. You're speeding home. Speed is the number one reason why people have crashes. If you're late to practice, ladies or gentlemen, you're going to speed through the sub. Who are we kidding? If you're late coming home and you got to beat dad or mom home, you're going to speed through the sub. Who are we kidding? You need to be aware of that time period. That's where you guys are out. I'll be staying in when you guys are driving. Over 80% of young driver fatal car crashes occur during what type of weather conditions? Fair weather conditions. You should start to see a theme here. Clear, dry day. Fair weather conditions. This means all of you are vulnerable. You're vulnerable because you speed. You're vulnerable because you run lights. You're vulnerable because you, based on medical research, your brain is not developed until you're 25. I know you're writing this down because I have a Quizlet for you. A segment 2 Quizlet. Your brain is not developed until you're 25. This is why you act some type of way. You're screaming at your mom and dad, who love you, provide for you, take care of you. You're screaming at your teachers, who love you, who care about you. You're screaming at your coach, who love you and care about you. Because your brain is not developed to 25. That doesn't make an excuse, but you can look at statistical accidents. And our males, guys, you drive faster than females. I'll repeat. Men are more aggressive drivers and have more accidents than females. You can look up the statistical information. Males have more accidents per mile. They drive faster. We're not going to blame it on the Hellcats, on the Trackhawks, on the Raptors, on the Scat Packs. Men drive faster. You can look at the Insurance Institute. They do research on crashes. Where did the crash happen? Was alcohol involved? Were drugs involved? Did the person fall asleep? Were they distracted? They have to have all the statistical information. They put it into a database for the insurance and the state police. Because we have ran reports before and I've shared it with the class. In your areas, you can find out the most dangerous areas anywhere in the world. On which 2 days of the week do most young driver fatal car crashes happen? It is Friday and Saturday. You're turned up, baby. You got that paycheck. You're feeling good. You're turned up. I'm not mad. But you turned up too much. You stayed out to 2. You're trying to drive home. You really should have stayed at your friend's house. You're going to the roundabout. You turn too fast and hit the pole. Or you fall asleep at the wheel. So Friday and Saturday are the most dangerous times. What does that mean? I can't drive? You can drive on those days. You need to be extra defensive, extra cautious, you need to be extra. Many of you are extra. I'm extra. What percentage of young male drivers involved in fatal car crashes is higher than females? Males are. Males drive faster, more aggressive. Look at your high school parking lot. Look at your community college parking lot. Those of you who are taking early college classes, when that bell rings, I'm the first one out the door. You're running over your teacher. You're running over your coach. You're not going to run over your principal. Your high school parking lots, your community colleges. Which of the following is a self-imposed anxiety related to aggressive driving? I'm going to be late if I don't hurry up. We all say this. If I leave late, I'm driving a little faster. If I'm late, I got to beat my students. I got to beat my boss. You got to try to leave a little bit earlier. That's the most important thing. Leave a little bit earlier.